Hi everybody, my name's Neil Ball from AS CAD Services. A lot of you may know me from my previous employment with Greytech UK. I was employed there as an advanced steel specialist. I'm going to talk today about MIS, Management Information Systems. Big ground word, MIS. I'm sure a lot of salesmen out there can persuade you that that's what you need to revolutionise your business. What it says in Wikipedia, I don't always believe Wikipedia, but in this case I think it's fairly accurate. It says that it refers to the processing of information through computers to manage and support managerial decisions within an organisation. I agree with that. Pretty accurate. I have experience of MIS systems, and what you do, you install it on your computer and you think it's going to run your business, but it doesn't quite work like that. Because what you have to do first, you need to learn the software. Now, we're all busy in management, we're all busy people. In the drawing office, we're busy people. Everybody is always busy. So when it comes to learning a new software, there's a hierarchy, the most important software, and quite often MIS in business, again from my experience, is fairly well down on the list. Now, the other thing you need to do with an MIS system is you generally need to customize the system as well. So it all takes time. And what we need to do, we need to identify the actual bottleneck in the process. And it might not be document control. You've probably already got some document control system in place in your company. You know where the drawings are. You probably have some sort of system, so everybody puts the drawings in the same place so you know where they are. All these things are done. When it comes to man management, we haven't all got a load of drilling machines and laser cutters and plasma cutters and everything else. We don't need to allocate time. We know which job we're doing. We know when the machine's free and we program it in. A lot of companies using spreadsheets, that sort of thing. But one of the bottlenecks, now when I was in the drawing office, we used to also do the procurement, the purchasing of materials, that sort of thing. And you could be pretty well bogged down with trying to work out how much material to buy for a job. So what people do, they revert to the old process of working out the meterage on a job, dividing it by the lengths available, and they just buy the material. Now, you can't do that for every single length. I mean, if you take some of the universal columns, there might be 6, 8 or 10 different length options. So imagine trying to work out how to optimize your purchasing in that scenario. So what we need a steel optimization solution. And of course MIS will give you that. Most MIS for the steel industry, to be fair to them, they mostly offer a nesting solution within the software. But it's not standalone. You have to buy certain elements of the MIS system before you get to the nesting software. And quite often it's at the tail end of the installation. So what I'm interested in is a standalone. I looked long and hard for one, and I came up with an offering from TMachines, and it's called CutLogic 1D. They do two options. They do the 1D and they do the 2D. The 2D deals with plates, not plate nesting in regard to laser cutting, but plate nesting for Durbar, big plates, that sort of thing, deck plates. Now I'm concentrating on CutLogic 1D. And what I've been doing some work with the guys at TMachines to integrate CutLogic with Advance Steel to make the import and export simple. And I'm going to show you that now. So sorry that I've talked on a little bit, but I'll demonstrate this to you. What I need to do, I need to separate the... In fact, no, I don't need to separate at all. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to nest the straight sections in Advance Steel. So what I could do, I could use the select similar, and then I could create a report from that. I could create an extract and then create the report from the extract. I could also use the search filters in Advance Steel, and I can search and separate out the components I want to nest. If I don't do that, the report I've created only considers straight beams in any case. So if I don't select anything at all, I'll demonstrate it that way. I'm not going to select anything. I'm going to go to my BOM templates. We know where these are, guys, here, BOM templates, user, and I've got a special report that I've created. It's called CutLogic 1D Export. So not selecting anything at all, I'm going to click on this. And here we go. So this is my export for straight beams. You can see it's sorted by material type. It's got the CutLogic logo, so you know it's the correct report. It's got the necessary headers for import into CutLogic. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to export this. And quite simply, I'm going to export it as a text file. I'm going to change the delimiter to a colon, and I'm going to say OK. Now, I've been playing with this, so there's already a file here, and it's in my BOM folder within this demo project. So I'm going to overwrite this. And that's it. That's gone. Finished. OK, I don't want to save it. Don't need to save it. Now here's CutLogic. All right. CutLogic by TMachines, as I said. If you go into the help about, here they are, guys. You can see support TMachines, www.tmachines.com. So go and have a look on their website. Have a look at the 1D and the 2D. But for now, what we're going to do, I'm going to import the parts for my project in Advance Steel. So I'm going to go to Parts, File Import, and I'm going to find my file. This is the one I just exported. You can see here it is, look, CutLogic export, BOM, blah, 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 and it's a text file, .txt. I'm going to open it. I've set the delimiter character here, and also I've mapped the headers from my imported report into CutLogic. I only need to do this once. Once I've done it, it remembers those options. So I've already done this. Simple to do. Quantity, I'm going to map to quantity. If I look down in the drop-down list, I will find this header here, project number, etc., etc. Okay. So I'm going to import this, and it says you have mapped material field. So let me just cancel this a minute. What I've done here, under material, I've mapped material to material. That's what it's referring to, this one. This is the key. So I'm going to import it. You have mapped material field. Multiple plans will be created for each for one material. Continue, yes. What that's saying is, let me just do this a minute. I'm just going to give it a description. This just identifies the cutting plan. I'm going to call it 1D import. Okay, I can give it a name as well. I can add some notes if I wanted to. All these fields you can add. I'm just going to say OK. 89 records imported. There are 89 different cutting plans. And these are the plans sorted by material type. So it's imported it according to the material. This is the identifier, CL1D. This tells me this is all part of the one job. This will be the job number, effectively. I could have added notes as well here, as I said. Now, if I look in here at the parts, these are the parts that's imported. These are the different lengths of the parts. These were the railing parts, I believe. Okay, so let's go back. Let's have a look at another one. Let's have a look at this one. Let's have a look at the parts here. Here they are. So what it's done is created a part for each material type, and it's put those parts for each within the plan. So the next thing we need to do, we need to allocate a stock for each of these cutting plans. So if I look at this one, I go to stocks here. There's no stock in here. What I could do, I could write this in manually. So I'm going to, whatever, I could just add lengths to this, quantities, description, where it's going to come from, etc. I don't need to do that, because what I can do, I can create within the system default stock. So you can see here, For the 42.4 it comes in 7.5 metre lengths. Now, before you all jump on your email and tell me how wrong that is, and it actually comes in 7.6, bear this in mind. When people like, I'm going to use Parker's as an example because I've used their stock lengths for this exercise, they will list between 7.5 and 7.6 metre nominal length. Well, that's fine. If I put in that I can buy this at 7.6 metres, but it all turns up at 7.5, I'm going to be a bit sad about that because my cutting plan's not going to work, we're not going to have enough material, etc. So what I do, when I put the length in to stocks, default stocks, I put the minimum nominal length, so I'm not going to get caught out. The quantity is unlimited, of course. I can buy as many pieces as I like, and it's going to go into my storage of bought out. I'll explain storages in a minute. And I've marked it for use within the plan. So let's have a look at another one. Let's go back to plans. Let's have a look at this one, for instance, 152152. Let's have a look at stocks. Nothing in here as yet, but I've told it to use the defaults. And here we are as a point in case. Look, I can buy 6 metres, 8 metres, 9.5s, 11s, 12. So how many is that? 8 different lengths. Imagine trying to work that out manually on a spreadsheet. Take you all day just to work out the UC. Again, unlimited amount is available because I'm going to buy it in. It's bought out, it says here, and I'm going to use the default stock. Of course, what I could do, if I have a look at my storages, I've got here the bought out storages, and here they are. Look, these are all the available lengths that I can buy of each of these materials. If I went to stock, I've got nothing in here, but what I could do, I could create a stock list from my yard stock, and I could import that, and I can import that into stocks under my storages. Okay, so I go to stock here, current stock, file, import. I would take my stock list. It may be in an Excel spreadsheet, it may be in a Word document and you've comma separated, any of those options, and you can bring it in so you have your current stock list. You can then draw on that for your cutting plans. But what I've done, I've set mine up, so I'm going to use the default material. There are tools in here, so if I look at options, automation, I can say load marked inventory stocks to plan before plan optimization. So I don't need to go into each of these under the stocks and say, oh, I want to use this, I want to use that. What it's going to do is anything that is ticked in the box, it's automatically going to use those stocks. So here we are. So we've allocated material to each of these cutting plans. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to select all of the cutting plans, and I'm going to start the optimization process. So I've optimized 11 selected plans. Here we are. I'm going to select OK, and you can see the yield here. So this is how much material it's used of the total, 99%. Very little wastage, very little wastage, very little wastage, 42.4, look, very little wastage again. Now, I would bet anybody doing this manually couldn't get anywhere near to this kind of accuracy. So that's it, done. So what we can do, we can now have a look at the reports generated by this, and what I'm going to do, I do all of them, and I'm going to do the cutting layouts for all of these, and we'll just preview these. Here we go. This is the report, and we're looking here for each type of material. This one here is plan number 1, which was the 42.4. We can go down the list. Here we are. Look, plan 3 was the 130 by 5, etc., etc. This piece in the middle is actually showing you yield, and it's showing you the amount of offcut. So if you look at this one, it says rest 3 mil. After I've cut these pieces out of one length of whatever this one was, 130 by 5, I will end up with an offcut of 3 millimeters. That's the rest, 3 millimeter offcut. So I've cut one length, 6 meter length. I've cut these pieces out of the 6 meter length and left with 3 mil offcut, 4 mil offcut, 5 mil offcut, very little wastage. Rest 0, rest 0. Now, I've allowed for a 2mm saw kerf in my system, thickness of the cut, and a left and right trim of 10mm either end, because we always get that nasty piece on the end we don't want. So I've allowed a 10mm trim. So we end up with no offcut, allowing for the 10mm trims. This one here is the final piece, and you can see that there is a rest of 5.271 meters. This piece, the 5.2 meters, will be put in the storage remnants, because I've told my system that anything over 1.8 meters long to retain it under remnants. Okay, so it's quite accurate. Now, the format of this report is entirely up to you. You can edit all this. It's one good thing about CutLogic. You can access all the reports, the labels, whatever you like, and you can edit it. Personally, I'm not interested in this bar here. This is the yield bar. So I would probably delete that from my report. I'm just interested in how many pieces I'm cutting, because you can see from this, this one here, you see, it says there's 2 lengths at 7.5 meters, and cut these out of each length. So your guy on the saw put 2 pieces in the clamp, and he would just follow the cutting list, and he would mark the part number. There's other ways of marking the part number. We've got labels for cutting layout parts. Let's have a preview of this. Notice this one has got the part number on. It's got the identification for the part number, number 5, that comes from the list, and the length of the part. Identification, length, and barcode. You don't need the barcode, of course. I can edit the label, I can take the barcode out. If I'm not going to use it, I can put additional information in there. So I can put in, for instance, the contract number, so I know where the material is going. And these labels, what I used to do when I was in the drawing office, I used to buy waterproof labels, and I would just print them on my inkjet printer and give them with the cutting list, and the guy on the shop floor would stick the part labels to the parts. Works very well, easy to control. And of course you can create lists for material, so when you buy material in, you can add a barcode to each of the parts as they come off of the lorry, so they're identified. When you've got remnants over, somebody in the workshop wants to use this section, they can swipe the barcode and they can send that straight to CutLogic. So if you want to know more about barcodes, you can give me a ring on that and we can talk that through. So again, as I said, we can cut, but we can create any of these reports. We can manage the reports, we can edit the reports, all those sort of things. We can sort them, so if we were just wanted to know what's in stock currently, we can set the dates and all these sort of things. So that's it. CutLogic 1D. Save all sorts of time. Oh, one thing I'll show you is on the remnants, you'll notice if I look at stocks, I've got nothing in here at the moment. That's because these plans are still open. What it will do, it will not allocate the remnants to the remnant storage until I close the plan. Once I've closed it, that then becomes allocated. So next time I run the same material, if there are any remnants in stock, I can set my system up to favour the remnants. It won't always favour the remnants. If it's more efficient to buy new material in rather than mess about with remnants, then it will do so. But I can set the option to favour the remnants if it is more efficient. And here we are, look, we can look at the yields here. Ignore the cost. I've just put some fictitious cost in for the material. The reason I did that is because if I put a value in of 10 and I put a value in of 9 for the remnants, then it will force usage of the remnants first. So I'm not using this for cost in my case, but you could do that if you put accurate cost in for the material and give you a cost for the plan. That's it, guys. Let's just finish off. So in here, you can buy the software from TMachines, CutLogic, and if you say that you want to integrate it with Advance Steel, they'll put you in contact with me and I can do the necessary so I can supply you with the CutLogic report. And also we can populate your CutLogic with the Advanced Steel data, the material data, so it's mapped, so there's something you don't have to do there. You can also buy CutLogic 1D through ASCAD services, so you can contact me if you want to buy it through me. And I will also I will implement the system for you, the integration between Advanced Steel and CutLogic, and I'll support you and help you through the process. So that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. Save you loads of time. Quick as this. Click the button. There's your report, and export. So export text. Just change that. Okay, done. Save. Done. Okay, open CutLogic. Parts, file, import. Bang. Done. That's it, guys. Thanks very much for your time. Hope you found that interesting. Any feedback, you can email me through the either my LinkedIn site or my YouTube site. Be nice to hear from you. If you need to know any more information, again, contact me. If you want to buy the product, contact me again. Thanks very much for your time. Speak to you soon. Until next time, have a good day.